Hello, I hope you're well. It is Lost Wolf. Uh, and when we met last, we were doing mixology nonsense, which is to say that we were trying to figure out what was going on with the list of spells that we had, and we were trying to make sure that we kind of knew what they cost in terms of casting them. And we also just wanted to sort of see what some of them did because it wasn't always abundantly clear. So that was kind of what we're up to. Today we're just going to finish that off. There's another couple of spells where I don't think we can do them um, because we need a dungeon to get them done. And the only way to get them done is to get into a dungeon, and the only way to get into a dungeon is to get off the area that we're on. And that had always been one of our long-term plans. There's a moon gate right, like, due south of where we are, and that moon gate leads somewhere. We know it leads 3 somewheres, because the manual told us so. So we're going to save scum a little bit. We're going to try and step through the moon gate when it's in its first phase, step through the moon gate when it's in its second phase, step through the moon gate when it's in its third phase, and kind of find out where that moon gate goes. What would be perfect is if the moon gate dumped us on another island, because I think actually that approaching this game from the small little bits of landmasses first, and then going from the small bits of landmass to the big landmass, the one that's in the upper left hand corner, makes the most sense because that's the most ground that we have to cover, and that's the most sort of um, uh, populous place where they're going to have more answers for us. And so I think it makes sort of sense that we go in a way that's kind of sane. We just go to small places because we might run into shrines as well on some of the islands. We may run into companions. Um, there's a couple of things I've realized subsequent to our first foray into Ultima's world, in the sense that I didn't keep asking people about the virtues, and I didn't keep asking about the principles, and those are 2 very big driving forces in the game. And so we need to kind of actually do that, and that's some of what we're going to get done today. So, yeah, um, let me, again, housekeeping going, and then we can play the game. Okay, let's housekeep. Housekeeping. Let's get out of there. Let me do this. Let me actually also get timer going. let's just get started here. Okay, so yesterday when we stopped off, I want to show you where we are. We've got cure, fireball, healing, because we know that we're going to use that. We've got light. Now light's a bit of a problem because we need a place to actually get light. Sorry, that's not the correct way of putting that. What we really need is we need a dark place. The only place that we know of that's dark is a dungeon. I want to test the last couple of spells that we have. I think they're all useful. It's things like exit, Z up, yep, and then Z down, and that kind of thing. And that's going to be super helpful. So we'll keep that in our list of spells. But we need to actually get the formulas up for those so that we can pick for them. So that is the first thing I want to kind of do. I don't think that it will just let me. We're gonna start with wind change, because we can just do that. We're gonna do exit because I think it'll let us do that, and I think it'll let us do yap, but I don't think it'll let us do Z down. So let's just get the bits and pieces for okay, we need sulphurous ash and blood moss. We want one. We want. Do we have? Oh, we don't have blood moss. Yes, I want blood moss. I want one. Yes. No. Okay, so we're going to mix wind change, and that is A and E. Okay, so let's get out of here. We got 56, so let's cast W from the west. Okay, so let us cast that. It was 47, so that's 9. So that's interesting. It actually, what I thought was going to happen. Every gamer appears from under the couch cushions. Hey there, Lostful. I was looking for the TV remote. Good to see you. I thought that what was going to happen was it was going to tell us, oh, what way is the wind going now? Which way do you want the wind to go? But I don't think it works that way. I think you've got to tell it which way you want it to be, and then it will keep you going in that direction. There's no indicator for how long this lasts, so you know it's not going to last for very long. But that's good because we've learned now how that particular spell works. So I think that it's not worth worrying about the wind change spell. So I'm going to just get rid of that, because I don't actually think we're ever going to cast it outside of learning how much mana it costs. I want to get sulphurous ash and spider salt. Yes, I want one. We want, yes, spider silk, which is D. I'd like one. Yes. Oh. I paid a Y, so I don't think I got it. Oh, I didn't get it. Yes. It's spider silk. 1, 3. Okay, cool. No. We want to mix. Exit. Oh, we need blood moss. Yes, I need blood moss. 1. 6. No. So we want to mix. Exit. We need sulfurous ash. We need spider sulfur blood moss. Okay, so I think, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to save just very quickly. We're going to go back in. We're going to cast exit. And it failed. Did it take... It didn't take... It fizzled the spell, but it didn't take mana to do that. So we still don't know. I'm going to mix a bonus exit so that we know what it costs when we get it. So it's a 1, 2, Y. We might need Spider's Hulk. 1, 3. And we need Blood Moss. 1. So that implies to me, no. That implies to me that what we gotta just do is we gotta keep exit on us. We gotta keep yup on us and down on us. Because I thought that it would, honest to God, let us just exit out of a city and we'd figure out how much mana it costs to cast us. But that's not true. So what we're going to have to do is, like with light, we're going to have to mix all of those. And we're going to keep them on our person. So, okay, let's start by getting the reagents for yup and down. Oh, sorry, we were mixing. We want to make exit A, D, yeah. And then we don't want to mix anything else, so trade? No. Trade. We want Spider Silk and Blood Moss. We want 2 of them because Yap and Z down both want Spider Silk and Blood Moss. So we may as well just kill 2 birds with 1 stone and mix both of them at the same time. So yes, I want Spider Silk. I want 2, that would be 6. Yes, we want Spider Silk and Blood Moss. I'd like 2, that's 12, sure. Okay. We are good. We want to mix, yeah. And that's Spider Silk and Blood Moss. We want to mix Z down. And then there's also, we want to do Z down. We want D and E. Okay, cool. So now, our very next plan is, if you recall, it costs 891 to get a full stack 99 of black coal. It costs 594 to get garlic and blood moss, and then 495 for ginseng and spider silk and so on. So what I want to do very quickly, it's going to take us a minute, but I want to get the money so that we have all of these on hand at a stack of 99, so that when we are making spells, we're just replenishing the spell. We're replenishing the spell immediately, but we're buying the ingredients as soon as we need them. Because I think that, for the most part, it won't be a problem to get the common ingredients, sulfurous ash, ginseng, garlic, spider salt, blood moss, and black coal. I don't think we're going to have a lot of trouble getting those. I think the prices may be different. I think if we're thinking about it, Margot might be the cheapest place to buy these things. But I think that it might be worth looking at other sellers just to see if we can find a cheaper price. But while we are here, and as long as we have access to all of those things, we should hunt up the money to definitely get 99 of each. Because I want us to be prepared for when we leave this island. So to start, I want to have a little bit more than 1,000 before we buy the black ball. Because that's arguably the most expensive thing. Okay, 1,000 it is. I need to start thinking about casting. Yeah, we would have died there. He gave me the run around there, that was quite funny. Okay, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna see if we can get the rest of the way. I'm constantly expecting to be ambushed on the bridges by falls. Okay, so we want a couple of heals, because that's what we mostly did. In fact, we should probably see how much heal we need. We need to... oh, we need a cure. So, cure is ginseng and garlic. Yes. Ginseng. We want 1, 5. And we want garlic. Yes. 1. No. Okay, mix C. Okay, and then we want to get 2 heal. And healers, ginseng and spider silk. Ginseng, 2, 10, yes, D, 3 GP, 1, 2, 6, yeah, no, okay, so we got, 7 Blackpool, right, from our failed expedition where we wanted 1 Blackpool and I put in 9 because the cost was 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 92 Blackpool now because we're here and we can. So yes, Blackpool 92, 828. Now you could rip her off, you could give her 1 gold coin for all of this, but we're not going to do that. We're going to live within the law of what it specifies. Okay, no. There is 1 piece of science I want to do, and I'm going to save because we might want to quit immediately after we do it. So let's mix H. We want BD, H, BD, yeah. We're going to save, no, sorry. I want to get out of here. We're going to save. What we're going to do is I'm going to walk into a store Now we've learned, I think, that the maximum number of... Didn't we do the science earlier? No, we did it on spells. We thought that we could have 99 spells. So we tried it on spells, but we haven't tried it on reagents. And I have a feeling that the same thing is true of reagents. We might throw away money now by buying a black pool. That's why I'm saving. Because I want to preserve the 9 golds so that we're 9 ahead for the next thing. So, yes, I want a black pool. I want 1. Let me give it 9 GP. Okay, so see how it stayed at 99? That implies that the same is true for, and I think it's going to be true of every stackable thing. Spells, weapons, everything else. It's going to be 99. So I'm going to get us out of here because we really do want the 170. I'm going to restart us. Because it doesn't really do us any good to not have the money. So sure, we learned an important life lesson. Let's find someone to kill super quickly. Because what we want now, the next target we have for money is we got a pair of 594s. So we want to get again to like about 1,000. It's a little bit like 1,200. Oh, this is kind of odd. Not good. We haven't seen this before, it's a mage. They're doing a bit of a number on me. Oh god, yes. They've almost taken 200 of my HP. And they're not dead yet. This is a fairly serious fight. Okay, there we go. They're backing away. That cost us a lot in terms of money, actually. And we got 61 for our trouble. Okay, what gamer says I got 99 spells, but not the one I need. Yes, 100%. That is exactly the problem. I don't think I'm gonna worry about restocking on healing yet. I think it's a little bit more important that we get to that 1,200 target. Oh, good grief. Look at this cyclone thing. I don't know what that's all about, and I don't really want to find out. Where's the guy? Over there. Got him. 16 gold, sure. Let's try and sleep. Maybe we actually get through the night, and that will save us healing. No. Okay. I think that the first thing we should do then is just heal up. Try and sleep the rest of the way. Okay. Sure. You know what we kind of need to do, I think? This isn't exactly and strictly science, but we do need to do it. So I don't think that we've ever been to the top of the continent over here. I don't think we know what's over there. So I'm gonna say we're gonna poison ourselves. Okay, there's nothing there, sure. Mystery solved. Let's reload. Oh, we traded a couple of lesser fights for an Etten. I think I'm gonna try and always sleep first before we heal in the future. Because I think that that's a little bit cheaper than worrying about reagents. Oh god. I wonder if... I don't think these are going to give us any joy in terms of treasure. Yeah, they didn't. Okay, that was good to know. But they did give us experience. I'm also starting to worry that it isn't actually the level that gets you worse fights. It is, strictly speaking, your experience number. Because we're starting to see slightly more scary fights, and that worries me. Like, it worries me that maybe every 100 or so experience, you just see new and more frightening things. Uh-oh, whoa. Let's sleep. Oh. I don't like how sleep is a dicey prospect. Like, I don't like the fact that you can go to sleep and something can ambush you while you're sleeping, and now suddenly you're not sleeping. And no healing has occurred in that space and time. Oh my god. I think one of the thieves did steal money because I think we were at a higher number than 180, and then they stole 117, whatever it was, and then they stole some of our money. Food to that. Wow. Ugh, 21 gold. Pitiful. We gotta start at least thinking about food because we're at 180, 182, and we don't want to run too low on food. Like, sure, the food is going down very slowly, and yeah, that's great, but there will come a point where food might become like a dire problem. And we want to be at least nominally ready for that when it happens. Like, either we need to be outside a city center like this that sells food, or at the very least, we need to have a high buffer of health. Because I think the way this game works is, the minute you run out of food, you start taking HP damage until you get food. So I think it sort of behooves us. What is this guy doing? To be at a point where we can get to a city quickly. So next sort of round number that we're looking at is 600. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, okay. There wasn't anything to open. The wisps are bad. We shouldn't have killed the wisp, but like, it ambushed us pretty much. Because the way this game tracks things is it's like the separate virtues are incremented by doing good things, and then they drop if you do bad things. And so one of the paladin good things is honor, and the way you gain honor is by not killing like things that you're not supposed to kill. So stuff, remember we made that whole song and dance in the spreadsheet about things being evil or not evil. Well, the way honor works in this game is if you kill something that's not evil, you lose honor. And so we just need to be sort of aware of that. I need to start thinking about healing here. I want to go to like toe to toe with this guy a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna sleep now. Hopefully we don't get ambushed. This is an instant. Healing with heal spells better. But it does preserve the amount of healing spells we have. Oh, I'm poisoned. I didn't realize. Again. In cases like that, I'm not always sure what's giving me the poison. Like, we didn't step on a poison tile. So it must have been like something the orc hit us with. But it's not clear to me how that happened. It doesn't seem, frankly, like a spell or an attack that the orcs should have. Because I want to say that the orcs are in this game like fundamentally starter enemies. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably something like the acid trap in the chest afterwards that got us. That's probably what it was. Okay. Didn't get all the way there, but that's alright. That's the other weird thing about sleeping in this game. It doesn't necessarily heal you to full. It heals you some of the way, but not all of it. There's just some very weird design under it for this game. I mean, it makes sense. It's a game from 1985 or 6. And so, you know, they didn't have all the stuff ironed out yet. But it sucks that it is like this, because it's forced error. It's like a thing that if they thought about it, they could have just changed. I should be noting down when that thing comes and goes. I really should. I know when it leaves now because I was watching the moons when it left. But I don't know when it appears. And we need to know kind of, because there are 3 ticks that it can be on when the gate shows up. And I think it would sort of behoove us to actually at least watch which ticks that the gate shows up on. So I'm just gonna hang out here, because we're not very far away from the gate showing up. And if we can just catch that and at least know, and we can note down which ticks it's at least on, then that gets us. Oh, it's 1-1. And then I missed the other 2. Oh. Stupid. So I wish pausing actually did pause, so I could write this down, but it doesn't. We're blowing food while we wait, yeah. But again, this is the sort of thing that we need to know. These are important pieces of the puzzle. So it's 1-1, 1-2, and looks like 1-3. Okay, got it. That's a good piece of information to have. Oh, you know what? We're way low down on health. Oh, we're also at a point where we can, well, we can hang out for a little bit more. I was going to say we should actually start heading down and buying our next lot of reagents. But that's not true. What are these guys? Oh my god. Oh, it's a headless. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I think our experience number is actually what's making these things show up. Oh. You know what science we do need to do? We need to figure out whether or not sleeping cures poison. I don't think so. This game is not that advanced yet. But we do need to figure it out. So I'm gonna step here. Get myself real poisoned. And we're gonna sleep. Oh, no. Okay, so the answer is sleeping does not cure poison. That's good science to have done. We just got a whole lot of healing. Oh my god. I don't know how he missed. But thank god, well, he missed and then the second guy didn't. Who did that? Oh my god, yes, this is just it's escalating. I do think it's our XP total that is sort of slowly but surely getting us into trouble. Oh, also. Oh, I thought we'd stepped on it. Yeah, I thought that we'd stepped on. That was a geyser. I thought we'd stepped on a field. Sure. This is definitely sleep time. Okay, so we're learning that when I told you yesterday that I thought it was the, I'm gonna hit heal again. When I thought it was the level that you were at that dictated what came out, I was very wrong. We need to be playing this game a little bit faster than what we are. Because what's going to happen, you can see us, we're at experience point 450. And I think that as we go upward, we're going to see ever more intense fights. Now, because there's one of us, I think it will only roll one or two guys. But the fights are going to get hairier and hairier as we go along. As we cross, like, thresholds. And so, we should have been playing this game a little bit faster than what we are. I guess that's good information for the future. Oh, woof. I just left that out in the open. Oh my god. Oh god. Don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. No more. Give me that. Get me out of there. I want to be here so I can sleep. I don't know for a fact that if we are sleeping and he's somewhere nearby, he can throw rocks at us and everyone dies. But I don't want to experiment with it. Like, there are experiments that I'm okay with doing. That's just not like one of them. Guy? Could you not? Did we... Oh my god, the one guy ran away. And the other guy... died. Oh, I don't like this. I don't know if we should take that guy out. I don't think so. I just want to be somewhere where... Okay, I'm gonna test this. Oh, okay, good. He can't shoot at us. That's awesome. Science. It pays off. But he's right there. Oh, we... Did he really? Resting, no effect. That's a first. Maybe it's because he was there and the game... Really? Huh. I don't like it. I don't think it's because that guy can see us. I'm not sure. Oops. H. But maybe it is. Oh, wow. Really? Just no effect. Okay. I guess we're casting heal. That's a little scary. I don't know why it's no effect. Maybe it is because of this guy. Okay, if you're gonna go, just go. Don't throw rocks after me. Okay, now let's see. He's gone. Let's just see. Oh, okay, yes it was. Okay. We did some good science there. That's actually good to know. So if there's a guy in the vicinity and you try and camp, he's just gonna keep on interrupting your camp even if he can't get to you. Sure. That's very thanks, I hate it, but okay. I see the logic and understand it. I don't like it, but I see it. Okay, we're a lot of the way there. So I suppose the optimal way to play this game is not actually to kill things, it's just to beat the bejesus out of them. And to get them to run away so they drop their wares. And then to loot the wares and then to make off like a bandit with them. I guess that's the way to play it. You know what's kind of funny? In this game, the headless don't seem like such a big problem. But we're going to, like, if we went whole hog into the Ultima series, we would get to Ultima Underworld 2. Like, eventually. And Ultima Underworld 2 brings the headless back, like, in a major way. And they are ridiculous. In that game, they're like... I wouldn't say they're unkillable, because you can eventually kill them. But they are just like a huge problem. You expend all your resources trying to get them dead. I might have to heal. Now, I regret actually killing all the people we killed. Okay, we are there. Hopefully no troll fight. Okay. Thank the Lord. So what we want now is we want garlic and blood moss. Yes, I want garlic. I want 99. Yes, 594. We want blood moss. We like 99. We're gonna pay for that. Okay, so we need to make a couple of heals because we spent 10 of them. So heals are ginseng and spinal. Yes, B. I'd like 10 please. We're going to give you 50. And then I want spinal. I don't actually know if we're going to be able to afford the spinal. Oh, cool. Yes. Sure. Just. No. Okay, so let's make our ginseng and spinal mix. Oh, it was a little bit more than that. Okay. Oh no, we got there. Okay, cool. We can't buy the cures because we don't have enough money, quite frankly. So we're gonna get out of here. So the next thing that we want ginseng and we want a full stack. That's much easier to get to. It's just 495. So if we ever play this again, we know to stay as one person, and we know not to fight anyone, or to fight people, but then let them get away. Because we don't want the experience. Experience is bad for us. Just like in Ultima 3. Well, in that game it was levels. You didn't want to get levels. In Ultima 4 you don't want to get experience. Which is like weirdly antithetical to say. You're playing an RPG, and so you'd think, oh well, I think I need both levels and I think I need experience. But in this game, it doesn't behoove you to do either of those things, because the penalty for going up in levels is so steep that it's, or up in experience in this case, is so steep that it's not worth doing that. Oh god. I have to heal here. What I do find kind of funny is if you check out his sleeping portrait, he's just generic dude, like generic dude sleeping at a campfire. And if he gets ambushed, suddenly he is a magician, like he's supposed to be. Like his overall sprite is also wrong, but his overall I understand why his overall sprite is wrong, because when you play this game, when you play Ultima 5. This is the sprite that you are, and all of these VGA patches, the ones that we've been using to make the game look nice, borrow from the VGA palette of Ultima 5, and so this is just the main character. Because of the early Ultimas, the ones that we've experienced so far, up to 5, they all kind of look sort of like this, with the same tiles and everything. And we'll see when we get to Ultima 6 that there's a huge upgrade in art assets. And I want to say that's because they got, like, the ability to do 256 colors. But I also think it's because they generally wanted to make better art for that game, because it's their first like really big ginormous game. for them specifically, as they were getting bigger and bigger as a publisher and a developer. And so the art assets for 6 look significantly different, which is why when people put together forward ports, like what, I mean, I guess, I don't know if I should call them forward ports, but when they take the old games and they mesh the old graphics with these new graphics, they're forever pulling from Ultima 5 to get there. Because that's the nicest looking Ultima for 6. Okay, I'm gonna take a 10-minute break, I'm gonna get something to drink, and then I'll be right back and we'll pursue our 495 that we are pursuing right now. I'll see you shortly. Okay, I'm back. Everybody else is welcome back. Thank you so much. So let's get that 494, shall we? Maybe we should sleep. The fights are getting a little scary. Like, when it comes to Ultima 5, I'm not actually sure. I've got an engine that does patches for all of these games, and its job is to mainly like make the games look as nice as they can look, which is how I get like what I would think of as the forward ports. And I don't know, I shouldn't really be fighting this person. Oh, I killed them 100%. So I don't quite know, because you know, when these people pull, they pull from Ultima 5, as I say. I don't know what the patch is going to suggest that I do when I get to that game. Because, you know, if Ultima 5 is sort of the pinnacle of how these early games are supposed to look, when we get to Ultima 5, what is it going to suggest I do for making it look nicer? Is it going to say, oh, use the Ultima 6 tiles? What's it going to do? So I'm sort of interested. I'm, like, not interested enough to install Ultima 5 and to check. Because, quite frankly, I don't want to be, like... So, I know a lot about Ultima Naught 1, 2, and 3, mainly because I played them as setup for this big project before I played them on stream. I know a lot about Ultima 4 from having read a lot about it, like the gaming press and people who play RPGs in general have a lot to say about Ultima 4, because it's a design that, you know, just no one's like acted on since. Richard Garriott made this design once, and no one's tried to do something similar to it, just like ever again. And so it remains a blip on RPG landscape. So a lot of people have a lot of things to say about this specific game. And so, because there's so much that's been written about it, it's impossible to not know a lot about it if you're reading that sort of stuff, right? But Ultimas 5 and 6 specifically, not 7 so much, and not 8 and 9 so much, which I guess now that we're having this conversation we can sort of talk about. But Ultimas 5 and 6 are just, they're black holes to me in terms of what I know about them. I'm aware that they exist. I'm aware that the engine changes drastically between 5 and 6. I'm aware that 5 is very, very dark. I'm aware that 6 is also very dark, but for different reasons. We're at 500. We can go and turn in our money. Oh, I didn't realize that we were poisoned. So I'm aware that 5 is very dark. I'm aware that 6 is dark for different reasons. I'm aware that 6 carries strands from 4 and 5. And the same is true of 5. But apart from that, I don't know a lot about either of those two games. So I'm curious about them because they will be, in a very real sense, sort of new to me. And I'm interested in seeing whether or not they resonate with me at all. We want ginseng, right? Yes, we want Ginseng B, I want 99. Yes, 495. Okay, so now we are gonna save. Because again, that was fairly big. What are we doing? We're getting Spider Sulk. I guess we could just bundle Spider Sulk and Sulphurous Ash together, because combined they're about 500 gold. So I think that's what we'll do. So sorry, yes, I was going to start talking about Ultimas 7 and 8 and 9. 7 I'm aware of, again, because there's been so much written about how 7 works and what 7 means for video games in general. Because it's the slow technological advancement into the third dimension for RPGs. So when we get to 7, you'll see that one of the things it does is it sort of has this slanted, not isometric look to it, but almost isometric look. And it's sort of 3D. Like, in a top-down kind of way, it is 3D. That doesn't make sense when I say it like that. But when we get to it, you'll understand what I mean. And then, because it's just this massive undertaking for Origin in particular, because 7's not just like one game, it's essentially one game with 2 giant, I don't know if they're giant DLCs, but they're quite big DLCs tacked on sort of at the end of the game. And so it's just this very massive undertaking by Origin. And again, like with 4, there's just a lot that's been written about 7. Because 7's... So 5 is the beginning of reactivity in these games. By which I mean that... We're gonna have to heal here. So what I'm talking about when I say reactivity... the world in 5, and then they just expand on this idea. The world in 5 just goes on without you. If you go and sleep, for example, or if you go out walking at night, you'll notice that in towns people have set routines. And one of the things about Ultima 5 that gets borrowed by Majora's Mask, funnily, is this idea of static timetables for people. So the easiest way to imagine this is to imagine, let's say that there's a baker, and the baker has a house, and the house is outside of town. So in the morning at 5 a.m, the baker wakes up, he spends an hour getting himself together, and then he comes into work. So at 6 o'clock the store opens, and at 6 o'clock you can come into the store, but if you come into the store during operating hours, he will serve you. You can break into the store after hours, or you can get locked inside the store if the proprietor doesn't see you and you're stuck inside. But if you're not in operating hours, you just don't see the baker, right? So then, so that's Ultima 5. And the thing about Ultima 5 is it's easy to crash people's schedules because it's still walking in blocks like this. So what you can do is you can put stuff in front of them, enough stuff that they can't find their way to their assigned job or their assigned post. And you can clutter the game like that, like you can make a breakdown. In Ultima 6 it gets a little bit subsequently more difficult to do that. In Ultima 7, it's because the world is now A, like mostly reactive, and B, because nothing is in square blocks anymore, really. It's very difficult to do that in a convincing way that gets the game flummoxed, right? You can still do it. I mean, it's eminently doable. It's just a lot more difficult. So I'm very curious to see, like, how that kind of thing works out. And I'm also just curious to see those games because I've never committed to playing them. I've tried several times, but I've never like gotten very far in like 5 or 6 or 7. And so I am, you know, understandably curious. So there's this wealth of information. This is kind of what I was getting at. There's this wealth of information about 4 and 7 specifically. And there's a wealth of information about 8 because 8's a mess. So in 8, they do this weird thing. They go further into this idea of making the 3D like sort of isometric. And they decide, I don't know why they decide this is just, it's boneheaded. This is not that sort of game for them. Or for anyone at Origin really, like Origin had no business doing this. But in Ultima 8, there of all the things that they could be, jumping puzzles, right? I don't know why, I don't know how that happened. But, so okay, there is jumping puzzles. And in the initial release, they are hilariously broken. Like, they don't work. You can be on... Because the way most of the jumping puzzles work is, you need to cross bodies of water. And the way that you do that is by jumping onto stones that are just placed there for you to jump onto. And so, in the initial versions of 8, it's possible to jump onto the stone and then slip off and die. And water is fatal in that game. Like, if you fall into any body of water that's just like a toenail high, you die. So, 8 has all this press because it's terrible. And so it's impossible to have missed 8, right? If you were reading magazines of the, like computer PC magazines of the era. And so I know about 8 because of its complete failure to launch. And I know about 9 because 9 is very acrimonious. So when we hit 9, what ends up happening is that, and I'll tell the story when we get there because there's just a lot to it and there's a lot to unpack. So when we get to 9, I'm not sure what the financial situation over at Origin is, but for some ungodly reason, and it may be finances, I'm not sure, but for some ungodly reason, Richard Garriott decides that it would be a good idea to sell Origin. And so he casts around and he looks around and he decides that... So Microprose is a dying empire at this point, because they went into business with Microprose. For this specific game, they went into business with Microprose to get it published in Europe. And the thing is that Microprose has got a very specific target audience. Their target audience is people who like simulations. And as the PC market winds ever upward, and as more people get added to the market, one of the things that ends up happening, unfortunately, is that people want flash and not substance. And you can see this in games like Doom. Don't get me wrong, Doom is a very good game, and it is arguably a technical marvel of its particular time. But it's like the best I can say from my perspective about Doom is that it is have gun shoot thing, right? I understand I'm not being charitable to Doom. I do get that I'm not being charitable to Doom. People who play FPSs understand that Doom is the beginning of that genre, right? And for them, that game matters a lot. For me, it's the end of an era. It's like the end of thoughtful puzzly games that have big overarching stories, and oh, something is here that we need to kill. I wonder where the thing is. There. I think that's what we needed to kill. Let's see. So, as I say, for some people, Doom is the beginning of an era, and for me, it's the end of an era. But it's this idea of flash over substance. Oh, there's still someone here. Maybe what we should do is we should go into a place. Oh, we should go into a place anyway because we're at 600 and that was kind of where we wanted to be. And so Origin costs around for a buyer. And at this point, so it's clear to them that they can't sell to to Microprose. It's clear to them that their other publisher, their other ex-publisher, Sierra, is having issues. I don't know if Richard Garriott knew that Sierra was having issues, but even if Sierra were an interested party, Richard Garriott, who's got the ego the size of a planet, would never have sold to Sierra, okay? It wouldn't have happened. There's already bad blood between him and Ken Williams, and so it makes no sense for, like, both of them, because both of them have massive egos, it makes no sense for them to sit down at a table and to do a deal. So there are these limited options where Origin can sell, and they decide in their infinite wisdom that they're going to sell to EA, right? And I want 99, and then I want, what was the thing that we needed? It was 297, so it's Spitzel. 99. Okay, so we need to make a couple of things. We need to make healing and cure. So, mix healing. Healing is ginseng and Spitzel. Ginseng, so it's BD. And then we need to mix cure, that's BC. Okay, so now, so this is going to be the plan going forward, right? So we can see this list, and this is kind of what I wanted to be able to do. We can't see, it's very difficult to see the spell list, but we can always see this list when we're buying from a vendor. So it's easy to tell, we've got ginseng, we need 11, so we're just going to do that, right? So we're going to go, yes, I want ginseng 11. I promise that some of my plans, there's madness underneath them, but there is a method to it. I do promise that that is the case. So 45, 55. And then we want garlic. Yeah, garlic. Yes, garlic. We want 7 garlic. 42. And then we want spider silk, so that's 4. Okay, cool. That was fairly big and fairly involved, I want to say. We're also going to heal. So, for whatever reason, Origin decides that they're going to sell to EA, right? And how do I even describe this? EA are not the devil yet, but they are almost the devil. They're almost the devil because at this point, Oh god. Could I wake up, please? Or are we just gonna die? Is that what's gonna happen yet? Oh my god. That was so scary. This is why you need other camp members. Because other camp members would have woken you up there. I have to heal here. Oh my god. Did you see that? I was at 4 HP. We're going to try and camp. I keep getting interrupted while I'm telling the story. So, I don't understand why. Like I say, at this point it's not clear that, I guess there's people here. Let's get out of here. Yeah, not the devil really, but they're getting there, right? And we know that they're getting there because at this point already there's a circular going around on the nascent internet of people circulating this thing of companies EA has shuttered. They're just gone forever now, right? They just don't exist, these companies. And so it must be clear, even to Origin, that there's a problem with EA. And the problem with EA is that they're buying these places up to maybe have them make one game, and then after the one game, they just unceremoniously kill that studio, right? Now we want 1,000 food, so we want about 1,000 gold. And then we can get off this island. And so, I want to say that maybe it's Richard's hubris that makes him decide, oh well, we can work within the confines of EA. EA will give us money and they won't tell us what to do and it'll be fine. And we'll make sure that they won't tell us what to do because I'll be at the helm and no one argues with me, right? I don't know if this is the case, actually. Like, I could be talking out loud, but I want to say that because of his ego, he gets this point where he just says, it's cool, everything will be fine. If EA gives us guff or grief, I'll just argue with EA. We just want the money out of EA, frankly, that's all we really want. So he sells to EA, and the resulting turbulence of Ultima, because they're going into making Ultima 9, the resulting turbulence of Ultima 9 is weird and legendary. They start Ultima 9 and they get some of the way through it. And then, I guess, I don't know for sure, I mean, I might be talking out of my butt, but I guess that what happens is Richard gets bored. And there are these people thinking about making massively multiplayer games, and he's like, oh, that's the next step for Ultima, we should do that. We're poisoned. It was probably from the chest we opened. So he dreams up Ultima Online, right? And this is happening in the middle of Ultima 9's development cycle. Because, I don't know why this happened, but because they're an EA company now, they're Origin, but they're part of EA. You can see in the branding for Ultima 9 that in the way that Zero bought Dynamics and Dynamics branded themselves part of the Zero family, Origin became a little bit like that. So we have this situation where Origin are working on, they're spinning up Ultima Online. And it turns out that making a massively multiplayer online role-playing game is a huge undertaking. It just is. There's no two ways about it. And so EA started poaching developers and engineers and producers and people who are working on Ultima 9 and bringing them onto Ultima Online. And as that happens, Ultima 9 misses like ship date after ship date after ship date. And I think that in EA's case, EA is thinking about this as, oh, like, we've seen the massive amounts of money that these MMOs are making. We won't worry about the slipped ship date of Ultima 9. It will just slip and slip and slip and it's fine. But in EA, this murders EA, inside of Origin, I should say. This just kills Origin's morale, right? It makes sense. You working on this big flagship product, and it's the next Ultima, and it's supposed to be very big. And it keeps getting bottlenecked by this other thing that people just keep being pulled off of to work on, right? And I guess that as this keeps happening, as EA peels people off of Ultima 9 to make Ultima Online, like, Richard just gets more and more frustrated. And so there's two iterations. I think there's two iterations of Ultima 9. Like, one where it's full 3D and then another where it's kind of not, but almost sort of is. But the version that didn't ship, the version that like was kind of 3D but not, didn't ship because by that point the technology was too old, right? So they previewed it for people. People said, oh, this has already been done before, you shouldn't bother. And so they retooled Ultima 9, and they retooled it like once more, and that's the version that gets out. But it's a mess, right? It's super buggy. It's just not much fun to play. For most of the game, when you play it, magic doesn't work. It's kind of a disaster. And that's functionally the end of Ultima. But it's also the end of Richard's relationship with Ultima. He just fails on the whole thing. Because I guess he can't handle the nonsense that's happening at EA. And so I know about Ultima 4. Sorry, this is a long-winded way of saying what I know about these games. I know about Ultima 4 because of the press coverage it gets. I barely know that Ultima 5 and 6 exist. I know about Ultima 7 because of the press it gets. I know about Ultima 8 because it's a bad game and it needed help. I know about Ultima 9 because it's a disaster, and that's kind of how I know these games, so it's going to be interesting for me to kind of experience them. We'll see. Maybe it'll be all I ever wanted. I think we'll have a relatively good time until Ultima 7. And then the blues will kick in, and we'll go, what are we doing here? I don't know, we'll see. Like, the worst that can happen is we can come away and we can say we didn't finish this game because it sucked. I know that there's problems with 7. Like, one of the cardinal problems with 7, the sin that they keep committing with food is just a hassle in 7. It's like a huge bugbear. And it's a huge bugbear because of the way they did the inventory. So in Ultima 7, I should actually back up and talk to you about Ultima 6 before we talk about Ultima 7. In Ultima 6, the inventory is all slots. So you pick up something, you put it into a slot, or it goes into a list, right? It's very like this game. There's just lists of things that you can look at. But now they have icons and that kind of thing. And in Ultima 7, you get bags. And the bags don't have slots. They don't have discrete squares where you can place things into. They're just a flat plane that you can put things into. And you can stack things, which makes it worse. But not like stack like we used to, in the sense of this game. Oh no. They're just like loose stacks where you can put, like, if you think about real world physics and you put 2 coins on top of each other, that's fine. But the more coins you pile onto the stack, the more likely the stack is probably going to, like, fall over at some point. If you just even remotely bump it a little bit. And so Ultima 7. Oh, there we go. Oh, we didn't get poisoned? Oh, it's just an acid trap, sure. And so the problem with Ultima 7's inventory then is that it's just unwieldy and very difficult to manage. So feeding people on top of the unwieldy inventory becomes this mess of clustered garbage. And so I understand that Ultima 7 has problems, but Ultima 7's problems are sort of pale in comparison, and it's an actually good game, pale in comparison when you start thinking about Ultima 8 and 9. So that's why I think that we will have a reasonably good time until Ultima 7, and then after that it all goes downhill. Although, I'm gonna see if I can find us a mod to turn off the food, because one of the big problems in 7 is not just the situation with the inventory, but that everyone's hungry all the time. It's actually memey how hungry they are. You'll walk like 3 or 4 steps. Oh, we got no effect. There's something here that's making it so we can't sleep. Go into a town and then sleep. Because that might reset the map. So like there are funny memes where you'll see people post clips of Ultima 7 and the clip is just basically everyone yelling, "I'm hungry." And that is the Ultima 7 experience. And that's why I say when we eventually get to it, what we will probably end up doing is I will specifically go out of my way. We'll play it properly, like for one session. And then the second we've got like the 7 or whatever companions and we're feeding them all the time, I'll just immediately shut it off with a mod, hopefully. Because no one wants to deal with that, it's just not fun. Like one of the kind of gracious things that Ultima 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 do, I don't know about 6, we haven't experienced that yet, but I think 3, 4 and 5 just auto-feed your companions, right? So it's not a huge bugbear, but in Ultima 7 you physically have to grab the food and then give it to them, and it's very, very dumb. We are almost at the point where we've got the 1,000 that we want for food. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make one more stop off for reagents and we're going to blow this popsicle stand. And then we can start actually exploring. Actually, maybe what we should do before we do that is talk to everyone about virtues and principles, because we talked about that at the beginning, that I was going to do that, and we haven't done that yet. Uh-oh. Did he actually shoot? Oh my god. That makes me so angry. I think he shot away the chest I was about to pick up with money in it. Oh lord. Don't hit me. Thank you. You did it anyway. Ooh, hang on. We nearly died there. Aren't you gonna be somewhere where this guy can't hit me? There we go, that feels pretty good. Get out of here. Thank you. Oh no. Is this guy just gonna kill me now? Is he gonna brain me? No. Hang on, no. Oof. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that is actually just the case when you camp. We didn't get a chest for that. Whoops. Okay. I would, yeah, thank you. I'd like a fight so we can get some money, please. That's all I want out of life. Oh, 20 gold. Thank you, but no, give me more. You can do it, I believe in you. Okay. Oh, I think this is what's making us poisoned. I need to be watching this message more. Because it's who opens one poison trap we evaded. But I don't think we're always evading, and I think that's kind of what's making us poisoned. And then I invariably go sleep and we wake up and we're poisoned. Because I am an idiot, see me roar. Guy, what are you doing? What is this nonsense? Oh, whoops. That was respectable. I think we should sleep. I'm a little worried about the things that we're starting to see in the overworld because we've been experienced grinding. Yeah, I think that we're gonna start seeing incrementally more crazy things. One of the things that I do think is a little frustrating is they mastered the, well, not the art of scaling, I shouldn't say they mastered that, but they understood scaling monsters enough to put them into the game. And then the thing that they didn't do was they didn't scale the chests, so as you fight scarier and scarier things, it should give you more and more money. But no, this game does not work that way. There's just a random number between, I think it's probably like 10 and 90 or something that it rolls when it allocates money. And we keep getting sort of the median spread, like, 40 or whatever. Oh, I could have killed it. I could have done it again. Oh, I did kill him. Okay, cool. I mean, I shouldn't want to kill him. He is trouble because he's making my experience number go up. Okay, cool. Can I sleep, please? It's going to take about 2 chests and then we're going to be able to go and get food. And then I think we're going to sort out our stockpile of reagents because we'll heal. And then we can get, like, off of here. Are you serious? Oh, there's... Yeah, hang on. There. That should clear up whoever's around. There we go. That's one good thing I think about this game, is that in Ultima 3 what it would do is it would save the positional coordinates of whatever's on the map. And in this game, I don't think it does that. I think that the second you enter into a town, or a castle, for that matter, I think it just forgets what's on the overland, and it starts respawning. So that's kind of good, because it means that if there's a situation like that, where we can't sleep, it's easy enough to fix. You just find a place to go, enter into the place, and then come back out, and all is well. The game, ironically, I've been thinking about this a lot. The game that this makes me want to play the most, at some way during this year. This doesn't mean that we will play it, it just, right now, my brain's going, oh, you should definitely play that. It makes me want to play the Magic Candle. Like, really badly. But the Magic Candle is like this huge undertaking. It's like, it's the kind of game like the other game that's super daunting. Where's the shop? I thought there was a food place in here. I don't know why I thought that, but I was pretty sure there was. What? Are you serious? Maybe it's down. No, it's not. Oh. Oh, this is actually kind of bad. Yeah, this is actually kind of bad, because I was pretty sure that there was a food place here, but there isn't, so I think we should go down south. And we see if there's a food place down south. The other big game that's like a huge, massive undertaking that I've been thinking a lot about is Starflight. And like, I want to tackle both of those games, but I don't know if I should tackle them in the same year. So maybe what we should do is, while we're playing Ultima likes, not as we're playing Ultima likes, as we're playing Ultima games in general, like this one, we should strongly consider playing the Magic Candle this year. I don't know if I will do that, because like, this game requires a fair amount of note-taking, and that one requires a fair amount of note-taking, and it also requires you getting a spell absolutely correct at the end of the game. And the way you get the spell correct is by taking more notes and getting things done in the correct order. And if you get them even a little bit wrong, then you break your game. Like, not break your game, but you unleash all the bad nonsense here. Okay, I want rations. It's 25 for 25 packs. So, how many would I like? I don't know how to read this. I think I read it as, if I buy one pack and get 25 rations. So if I want 1,000 packs, I need, I think it's 25? Oh no, I need 40. Oh, he just took the money? That's wild. Why can't we have that happen at every store? Why do I have to figure out how much to give it? Oh, you know why it is? I know why it is. This will only happen in this one store. It's because Margot is blind, and they want you to be honest about what you're giving Margot. I think every other store will be like this one, where you walk in, you tell them I want X amount of something, and they just deduct the amount of money. No, I'm good. Okay. We need to work out... Yeah, okay, so we need to mix healing and we need to mix cure. And then we need to spend the money to get healing and cure spells. Okay, so mix healing. It's ginseng and spider silk. H. BD. No. Mix. H. BD. Okay. And then we want to make secure. Okay, so now we want to buy. Yes, okay, so we want ginseng, and we want 6. That's city, sure, we want 2 spiders, 2 garlic. We want 4 spiders. No. Okay. So now this is perfect because this is the end of the stream. We're basically there. So now what we're going to do, because there are 3 phases of the store, what I want to do is I want to save just before the door opens, and then we're going to go through the door and see where we land. And tomorrow, I think we should maybe do this tomorrow. Yeah, because this is going to be a fairly big undertaking. Sure, okay. We'll bail for now. I'm going to save. And I will do this tomorrow. I don't think there's any point in showing you the spreadsheet. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the spreadsheet. There's no point. Well, I mean, I guess I could. All I did was I knocked off one change because we're never going to cast the spell again. And we've mixed up exit Y up and down and Z down so we can get to them when we encounter a dungeon, because we tried in a town and it didn't work out. So, alright, let's get out of here. Okay, that's it for me today. Tomorrow, the first thing we do is we get off of the island that we're on, and we see where the moon gate takes us. If the moon gate, the first step through the moon gate, takes us to another island, great. We're going to stay there. We're going to see what that's all about. If it takes us to the mainland, we're not interested in the mainland quite yet. We will get to that. So we'll step through the gate 3 times, see where it lands us. If it lands us in any kind of small island, we'll explore that. And if we land on the mainland, we'll just bail and go back to the island and try again. Alright. I will see you for that tomorrow. Please have a wonderful evening. Please stay safe. I shall see you all soon. Good night for now. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. See you tomorrow.